Okay, fine. I'll explain the Patreon to you. Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video I should have filmed like 1,000 years ago. For anyone who's been here a while, you will know that for a long time my target for YouTube was to get 1,000 subscribers, and as a reward for myself, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was then going to set up a Patreon so that I could put certain things behind a paywall without upsetting or taking other things away from people who were turning up to my content on a regular basis anyway. But it's fine, we hit the 1,000 target. I set up the Patreon and then I just didn't really tell anyone. I told some Discord people and I've mentioned it at the end of videos, but I haven't actually formally gone into explaining what's in the Patreon. I have my laptop which has the full list of things that you get as perks, all the different price breakdowns, and what I'm going to do is shuffle this way a little bit and then I'm going to put a graphic here so that you can see what each tier gets you, and I will also go into the themes and why I set it up, etc. So as we all know, I am a Gothic fiction girly. I love Gothic fiction and I love promoting Gothic fiction, whether that is Gothic romance, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, etc. It's always been my vibe, and therefore all of the tiers are named after Gothic settings, and they steadily get bigger and bigger depending on the tier cost, right? So if you imagine space wise, the bigger the space, the more expensive the tier. However, with those tiers comes a lot more perks, and the reason I kind of wanted to set this up was I love recommending books, I love setting up the book clubs and stuff, and I wanted to give people the opportunity to get those books as part of the Patreon perks so that I could fund it through that basically and share my love of Gothic books specifically with people, because I make a variety of different content and I don't plan on making different content or sticking with just Gothic fiction content, even though that's something that I am becoming quite notorious for. I am a part-time goth. I don't dress like a goth, I listen to heavy metal music, but there's things that I want to be able to still make the variety of content on my main channel as per usual. So the Patreon was to kind of go, well, this is where most of it will be me and like the Gothic side of me, behind the scenes stuff, bonus footage, bonus things, and bonus book clubs, which are all around Gothic fiction reads, new and old. Let's start with the free thing. Patreon does offer you an opportunity to sign up to someone's Patreon free. So you can join LadetteM's Gothic Corner for free. You literally just click the link and you will get notifications when there are things. I think you get notifications that there is drops. You just don't get access to it unless you've paid to it. But there's all sorts of things that I do drop on there for free. The polls are usually open to everybody, which I will get onto in a second. There are some behind the scenes footage sometimes, additional photos, etc. There are some things available via the Patreon free, which I don't post on Instagram and I don't post on Twitter, YouTube, or anywhere else. So there are some things specifically for Patreon followers who maybe don't want to or can't afford to pay. The next tier is Gray's Gallery. Gray's Gallery is £1 a month, of which I see about 40 pence, depending on where you are country-wise, because obviously different taxes for different places. In that you get a monthly photo album. Obviously I post on Instagram, Twitter, etc. on a regular basis. I don't post every photo I take. I take about 100 photos before I actually post something, because even though it doesn't look like it, I actually really care about what I post on my Instagram. I'm really careful about not bombarding people with certain images, and therefore I end up, when I do day trips and stuff and I only post 3 or 4 photos, I end up with like 50 or 60 more that have nowhere to go. They now go into that monthly photo album, and these are all available to you whenever. So it's a case of if you miss a month, it doesn't matter, the photos are there constantly. You also get a bingo board. So this is the thing that we do the polls for. So we do a monthly bingo board readathon, which has 8 prompts, and then the 9th prompt is the bingo poll themed book. So for example, we've done Labyrinthine London, which was Things in Jars, and Things in Jars is the book in the middle. And then the prompts around the edge are ones that are related to that book. But you can read other books, so you don't have to read that book. So if you are on Gray's Gallery, for example, and you're not getting a copy of the book, which again is a bit of a spoiler for a higher tier, then it doesn't matter. You can either read that book your own way, or you can read books around it and still be involved in the readathon, and you get that every single month. But the polls are available to anyone who's on that Patreon, so you choose the theme. I will pick 4 books that either I want to read, new releases, Gothic releases, etc. Sometimes we actually read traditional Gothics as well, which is really fun because it's really interesting to kind of go back, especially if you studied it as a kid and then you come back to it. That's really fun. And then yeah, so you pick the theme. Even though I've picked the book, you get to pick the theme, and then we read it together, which is really, really fun. And then you also get discount codes for Waypoint books. So if you wanted to treat yourself to something from Waypoint at a little bit cheaper, you can do that. The next tier up is Rochester's Attic, which is £3 a month, of which I will see about £2. You get all of the things I mentioned in the previous lower tier, but you also get additional reading sprints. So I try to sprint at least twice a month. With how busy I've been and how sick I've been, that has been the thing that has been hardest for me to keep up. But the reading sprints are always more than a couple of hours. If I sprint, it is usually an entire evening or all day. So I really want you to feel like you're getting your money's worth out of those sprints, seeing as I also sprint publicly anyway. Those are just for you. We also have early access to content. So for example, at the moment, I am writing a book, and my target is to finish the book by the end of August. And this has been a really great way for me to kind of maintain accountability on that. Is I post a chapter a week of this book that I'm writing, so you are seeing it very, very early comparatively, but hopefully you can see the process of my writing, and once this one's done, I'll then start the next one, and I will start again doing a chapter a week so that you get to see it in advance of everybody else. But I also add early access content for YouTube. When I have big events coming up, they will go on there early, etc. So it is the place to be if you want to know about stuff before it's happening. And then the last thing is you are entered into a giveaway every single month for a copy of the Patreon book club pick. If you are a subscriber to me for 4 months, your name will go into the tin 4 times. And when I pull your name out, that's fine. You're still in there 3 times. So there are plenty of chances for you to win. And every month that you are a subscriber, you stay in that pot. So even if you, say for example, you're a subscriber for 5 months and then you decide either you can't afford it or you don't want to do it anymore, your name is still in there. So you might still win a copy of the giveaway book later on down the line. So it is definitely worth doing. The next tier is Dr. Jekyll's Cabinet. Again, slightly bigger space, slightly more costly. This one is £6 a month. You get all of the things that I previously mentioned, plus we do a monthly catch-up live stream. Now this I have been kind of tagging into my Patreon sprints at the moment, as I only have one person on that tier. So I kind of throw it in together with the Patreon sprints at the moment, but I'm hoping that if I get more people on that tier, it will become something specific to people of that tier and higher. And you also get a monthly bookmark. So I design a bookmark to go with the bingo board, at which point you get it for free. There are some of these bookmarks left over, and they will be available to lower tiers to buy at the end of the year, but only when it's a complete collection, and there will only be so many to get. The next tier is the House of Usher. In this one, you are not entered into the giveaway. You receive a copy of the book. So you get, wherever you are in the world, it is covered internationally, which is why it's £12 a month. You get the book and postage covered for that book of the month, and you get the bookmark. Next, we have Frankenstein's Library. Again, like the previous tiers, this is exactly the same as the lower tiers, but the things you get on top of that are you get the Patreon book and the monthly bookmark for free. You also get a seasonal recommendation. So every 3 months I will send you another book. Kat was one of my few Frankenstein's Laboratory patrons, so we actually did a buddy read where we read the seasonal read together, and I'm hoping that we will be able to do that again soon. The seasonal pick was a Buffy the Vampire Slayer graphic novel, which I was really excited for, so we buddy read that, and hopefully we can do another buddy read with the second one, because you get to contribute to a TBR teapot, so you get to help me pick books for my TBR each month. Again, Kat chose Zafloya for me, which was a really hard to read Gothic. lots of trigger warnings and not particularly good. But Kat wanted to know what it was like and was fully prepared to use this teapot as an agenda to find out, and I was more than happy to help, and I annotated the book as I went. It was a really interesting one, but it's not one that I'd recommend. So if you just want to use me as a guinea pig, you've got to be on that tier to put your picks in my teapot. Whether I own them or not, they technically go on my TBR, and I will add them and read them and pick one each month. And then the last thing is you get to go on a guest lottery to either host or co-host a sprint with me or a live show of some kind for Patreon. For Dracula's Tower, it is more expensive again. It is £25 a month. You get all of the things that I previously mentioned, including the bookmark and Patreon pick, the seasonal pick. You also get a bi-monthly new hardback release. So every 2 months, I will send you a brand new hardback of something we are anticipating. Now, this is an open conversation. It can be one that we're both anticipating or one that I'm anticipating if you want it to be a surprise, or if it's a hardback that you really wanted to treat yourself to. That is included in that, along with all of the other things from that Patreon tier. So that's a really, really good one. I feel like, personally, I think that's a really cost-effective way of doing it, because an average hardback can be £20. So you get all of the other stuff that people have discussed for essentially £5. Like, that's a bargain. And then the final tier is expensive. I'm not expecting anyone really to sign up to this one, but I wanted to be able to offer it regardless, because I thought this is incredible. Like, if you're giving this kind of money away each month, the support would change how I ran my YouTube. Like, it would be that kind of life-changing. So for £50 a month, you would get everything previously mentioned, including the seasonal pick, the Patreon pick, the bookmark. You'd be able to contribute to the Teapot TBR and guest lottery to be on a live show. You would get a monthly hardback release as opposed to a bi-monthly hardback release, and you would also get a 5-star recommendation from me. So this is a book that I have given 5 stars to, you would receive every month. So for £50 a month, you would receive 4 books and all the other Patreon content that I've put together for you. So I'm hoping that has clarified some stuff, because I have had some questions about the Patreon before. I've been really, really nervous to make this video. One, because I didn't want to set myself up to committing to something that I then couldn't deliver on. And thankfully, having had 8 months practice before making this YouTube video, I know that I can. I know that this Patreon has come along really, really nicely, that I'm able to commit to it, that I'm not sinking something and sinking time into something that's not going to work, that it is enjoyable for the people that engage with it, that it's created a really nice community, because we have a Discord anyway, which again is free, and we have a Patreon only section on that now where people can chat about that, and it's been really, really nice to see the support I've had so far. And I just want to say thank you to anyone who's already a Patreon, and if you're thinking of signing up as a Patreon, thank you, because it's incredible to see that kind of support for something that started here, basically, from the comfort of my own home, and to be able to turn it into a proper business and to be able to provide content that I'm proud of, because I've got financial backing of some description that comes just from my hard work and not from sponsors and not from selling myself out and talking about books that I don't like and pretending I like them, etc., or products that I don't like and pretending I like them, so that you know that you're getting authentic content from me, and I know that I'm being authentic and not burning out because of it. All of those things are down to the support that I've had thus far and moving forwards. So I really appreciate it, and I hope that sounds sincere, because it is. Please let me know in the comments down below, are you thinking of joining the Patreon? And if so, which tier would you be most inclined to sign up for? Do you think I've missed anything? Do you think there should be something in this Patreon that isn't already? I'm more than happy to take some notes. If you just want to let me know you were here, feel free to leave some kind of spooky emoji in the comments down below. Treat yourself to something from Waypoint, because it supports me and my content. Go and check out that Patreon, because everything I've explained is explained much better over there. And most importantly, have a nice day.